the power of coronavirus. The world has become a graveyard. To coronavirus. Our frontline soldiers are the doctors, the nurses, teachers, police, and firefighters, social workers, who are putting their life online to save ours. We all know that for a long time we ignore their professions. But today, all of us are scared and believe that the coronavirus is a destroyer. And we know and now believe that you, the social workers, the doctors, the nurses, we have neglected you for a very long time within our society. But today, let me be honest, you are our real soldiers. You are trying to save our life. You are fighting coronavirus. We thank you for your sacrifice. It is time that the entire world recognize your profession. And believe me, you are our heroes. And you'll always be in our prayers. Long after the coronavirus is gone. Your sacrifice shows that you are the backbone of any society, wherever you are. And that we thank you for the job you are doing to save our life. We all know it's hard, time-consuming, very stressful, seeing people dying around you. Let me be honest. You are not alone. We are in your death forever. To my African brothers and sisters, I heard you on social media saying that coronavirus is a gift from God to stop thieves from seeking medical treatment abroad. Let me ask you one question. If God, the Father, what sort of God is He? who sends a virus to kill his own children. Let's use our head, big gun, and follow instructions and regulation in place to stay alive. I hear some of you quoting the Bible. And some of God's men are saying that Jesus is about to return. Please give me a break and kick those pastors out of our life. We don't need them. Let's embrace the soldiers in the front line, fighting for our life. That is the healthcare services, wherever they are. Some of you who have managed to stay alive during the Ebola in Gulu should know more to what this disaster means. It never discriminates between black and white. I understand in some part of Africa, traders are taking advantages of the coronavirus pandemic to hike prices of commodities. And the prices has gone up in places like Uganda. And people are being overpriced. What a shame. That we still have some of those crooks who want to make money from poor people. I understand that the lawmakers said they would cancel the lances of those traders. I wish they do it immediately in order to send a strong message to those bedbugs profiting from the blood of ordinary people. We have people who cannot go to work, and the price of food is going up. Commodity prices should not be another killer when we have coronavirus trying to finish us. I cannot imagine that those merchants have no brain at all. You only think of yourself, the money you make. On our people. I could go no further. That let us create a blacklist for just merchants and traders who are inflating commodities prices, so that after winning the war on coronavirus, we can all boycott such business and bring them down and make sure that they don't run any business in Africa or elsewhere. It is time that everybody around the world stand up and make their voice to be heard. We cannot carry on as nothing happened. We have seen the power of coronavirus killing our people everywhere around the world, slowly by slowly. We now have a weapon to put those crooks out of business. Boycott, boycott, and boycott whatever they produce. The price hike is happening, even in Kampala. But I hear that there are places in the greater north, like Lira, Gulu, and other places around Uganda and Africa at large, the price is going up for a lot of commodities. Those crooks are hiking price simply because they want to make profits. And let me be clear. All we need at the moment is water and soap to do the job. Forget about the sanitizers they are talking about. I've been hearing that even pastors are asking poor people to send them airtime so that they can communicate with their supporters, those who believe in them, with their followers. What sort of churches do we have in Africa today that feeds on followers? Those type of churches should have no place in Africa. Believe me, the God must be crazy. I hear some of those pastors are claiming that Jesus is about to return, that God has sent coronavirus to give us the last warning. Believe me, I don't want to be a follower of churches. If God is the Father, how can you then send a virus to kill your own children? I have a lot of problems with the so-called pastors. I have a problem with some of the churches who plays on our ignorance. make our people look stupid, to believe that sand can turn into money. And still, we believe those idiots, even in death. We all know that many governments are losing a lot of billions. We all know that the government in Uganda is also losing money, billions, due to coronavirus. But it's not only Uganda affected. There are many countries which are losing money. But many countries around the world are trying to help their people so that they make it through the dark moment in our life. In Africa, especially in Uganda, we should do the same, but not steal from our people in the name of Christ or making money. We all know, somebody who reads, who understands the news, knows that Uganda lost billions and billions. So do other countries. I understand that the offshore investors investing in Uganda securities stopped. The investors are exiting Uganda economy. And is making investment in the government securities decline. But that is not a reason. That's not a reason for our own merchants, traders, to start cheating our people in order to make more money and add to what they already have. We all know that the global value chain at this moment is almost out of function. We have a lot of shutdown due to coronavirus. The next few months, even years, is not going to be easy. If we continue with that mindset of stealing, feeding on the blood of poor people, like bed bags, it will not help us at all. It will not help us at all. In Africa, we might be heading for a double jeopardy. The coronavirus, which is eating us hard, and the merchants, the traders, the thieves, who are stealing from our people. And this must stop. In Europe, the government is trying to help their people. Every citizen is taken into consideration. Jobs, entrepreneur, shops, are being protected so that we don't lose the chain values of the economic activities. Maybe Africa should also do the same in protecting its citizens. Those traders should be put out of business. Should be put out of business. And government in Africa should offer financial aid to rescue some of the business who are going to collapse if you don't do anything. If you don't, a lot of those businesses are going to go into bankruptcy. We all know the closure of those activities, the entire economic activities, will paralyze our economy if we don't do something about it. It will slow down our economic activities. And we have to understand that it's necessary to protect our people. And those in power should come out with a packet of support for the people of Uganda. Innocent traders who still respect or who still have respect for their business should not be put out of business. But those who are stealing, those who are hiking price, should be put out of business permanently so that we don't have a problem with them again. When you ask people to stay home, you should understand one thing. Some of those people in Africa, they don't have savings. Some of those people in Africa, they don't have money. They rely on what they get every month. By asking them to stay at home, it means they cannot pay their rent, they cannot buy food, they cannot do anything. So be generous and try to help them out. You need to come out with a financial support for all Ugandans. As other countries are doing for their people. I was talking to a friend about coronavirus. I told him not to underestimate the power of coronavirus. The power of coronavirus have turned capitalism into socialism. It turned capitalists to socialists. When you hear politicians campaigning to become president of a state, they will attack one another like wild leopards. You hear a politician, Patapotea, attacking 𝙏𝙗𝙬𝙪 to be a socialist and asking you not to vote for him because he will bring down the economy. And 𝙏𝙗𝙬𝙪 a socialist will attack Patapotea, that is a capitalist, and telling him not to vote for him because he will apply a socialist theory and ideology, and it will bring down the economy. But let's be honest, the power of coronavirus is showing us that the capitalists are turning socialist and doing exactly what they had been accusing a socialist of doing, or their opponent. This is a lesson to be learned from now on. What is happening around the world is telling us that if you take the capitalism theory or ideology and use it together with socialism theory and ideology, it can work. It tells us a story that capitalism and socialism are brothers and sisters. We both live in the same world. Look now, different countries are trying to protect their people. They are using the same socialist theory to harm their people and prevent the economy from collapsing. I think after the coronavirus, it is time for politicians or political parties around the globe to sit down and re-evaluate their policy and give credit to both capitalism and socialism in solving our problem. Let the professionals, the scientists, those who read about Adam Smith, Ricardo, Karl Marx and the rest sit down together and see what is best for all of us, whether you're a capitalist or you're a socialist, so that the two pillars can emerge and take a bit of each other's hand, so that we can start repairing the losses. Let's try to re-energize the romance between capitalism and socialism. But the fact is, there's something to be learned from what is happening today. The romance between capitalists and socialists is not going to stop. It is just like the song of Colin Ray, Love Me. And it tells you, if you get there before I do, don't give up on me. We can both be capitalist and socialist. In whatever we do, never underestimate the power of survival. We all need it. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. I will be back.